Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on our webcast. We're going to touch a little bit about Canadian Utilities. We ended up buying it back in November 2023 for our clients at about 31.44. And the dividend at the time was about 5.7%. So, Jeff, why don't you tell us a little bit why we purchased it back in November 2023?
Sure, it was a simple thesis. We expected interest rates to begin to fall. And when we purchased it in November 2023, we were looking at sectors that will do well in a lower rate environment. And we were thinking that the dividend paying stocks, which dropped quite a bit as rates went up, would perform well as rates went down. And the two obvious sectors to look at were utilities and real estate. And so we picked up quite a few names. Canadian Utilities was one of them. As you
Mhm.
mentioned, it was in the high yield category with a 5.7% dividend yield, and its earnings valuation was at the bottom end of its historical range. If you go back several years, the stock usually trades somewhere between 12 times and 18 times of its earnings, and we bought it at around 13 times. So not quite at the bottom, but very close to it.
Yeah. We ended up, I mean, Canadian Utilities Company has long-term projects ongoing, but short-term, I think they've had their run. So are
Yeah,
we going to
yeah.
sit or find other opportunities?
Yeah, it's a good question. We should also say that Canadian Utilities is mostly Alberta, and they deliver natural gas and electricity. So that's their business. Um, you'll recall I mentioned it historically trades between 12 and 19 times. Right now, it's at about 16 times because the stock price has run up, including dividends. Clients are up about 30% since we first started buying this stock.
Mhm.
So 16 times earnings. Okay, so it's kind of in the middle of the road there. It's only supposed to grow about 5% a year for the next couple years. And, for that kind of modest growth and for a 16 time valuation multiple, I think we can probably find better opportunities elsewhere. Because the
Mhm.
stock price has gone up so much, if we were to buy it today for a new client, we would be locking in a 4.7% dividend yield. So
Mhm.
that's, I like 5.7 a little better.
Yeah.
But so I think this is a source of cash if we come up with, if we discover or find something that captures our interest much more. Alberta does have some tailwinds though behind it. It's got, very low taxes. Um, Housing prices are doing well. It's got a young labor force. Immigration's quite strong. Um, so I like Alberta. One
Mhm.
catalyst for the stock could be if we get some kind of clarity on the nation's energy policy out of Ottawa. If we get clarity and it's favorable, this stock could definitely rally for sure. And also more
Yeah.
interest rate cuts wouldn't hurt. We'll probably get another rate cut next month.
Yeah. Do we have talking about the price of the stock, don't they usually have they talk about a threshold of about 40 when people start selling off? And
Yeah,
right
it's
now
interesting.
it's high 30s.
Yeah, it's 38 and a half today. We're recording this on Wednesday and we publish it Thursday, but yeah, it's around 38 and a half. Sometimes if you look at a stock chart, you'll see a pattern. And if you go back several years on Canadian Utilities, you'll notice that every time it hits $40, it's a ceiling and then it sells off. And there is psychology in the market. I mean, most of market movements are psychology based, in my view. And the, if somebody bought this stock at $40 and they saw the price drop, they just want to get their money back. And so I think that anytime CU gets to $40, you get a lot of investors who say, okay, I'm finally break even, so I'm going to sell it because I've made my money back. So so
Okay.
$40 is the ceiling on this, and right now it's 38 and a half. There's really not a lot
Hmm.
of upside on this. So as I say, I do think this is probably a source of cash, and we'll hold on to it until we find a better opportunity elsewhere.
Yeah. Okay. I will talk to you later. Thank you very
Okay,
much. Speak
thank
soon.
you.
Um, bye.